All right, so officially started the recording. Welcome, you guys. This is our very last goalie session of the year, and I'm very excited that my dear friend Olga is going to share with us about Spanish fans, which I'm not going to pronounce in Spanish because I'm a French teacher and I don't want to offend anybody with my terrible pronunciation. So Olga, I'm very excited that you can join us. Thank you, everybody. And I'm just going to turn my screen off and I'm going to pass it to Olga so we can all learn about our fans.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. I hope you're enjoying this Tuesday afternoon at 4:15. Actually, 4 o'clock will be 4:15 for me when we finish the school. So I apologize in advance for all the bells and ring. I will try to mute it while they do the announcements and all of that. But let's start. Let me share my screen so you can see the presentation. Okay. Do you all see my presentation from the beginning?
We see a very large, there it is. Okay, we're good.
Okay, so what we want to learn today is about Spanish fans. El abanico. Since I was a little girl, I always was fascinated about where is this abanico thing that everybody wear and carry, and it's a sign of you are, have a position in society and all of that. So I'm going to give you all brief a story of how the abanicos started. So how I said before, abanicos are the traditional handheld fans that people use in Spain, but actually didn't start in Spain. But the Spanish people, due to the weather, we start using it. It's a good way and a cheap way to get cool. And they are commonly, how I say, used for cooling, and also it's a sign of elegance and fashion. How you can see on the bottom corner of your screen, I put a picture of one made with feathers. So how they can be made is many ways, many shapes, and how I said, depends on the person ability to buy one and to have one. That's how you will see it. Also, it's a rich cultural significance. If you ever go to a flamenco tablado, you can see the women with the fan. The fan add that dramatic, that language with it. And you can see it now it's April, it's Feria de Abril in Sevilla. So every woman have a fan on their hand. So let's move on. Where these fans started? Actually started in Egypt, believe it or not. The first one were found in Tutankhamun, and forgive me if I say the name wrong. They find 8 of them buried with Tutankhamun, I don't know how to say it, in gold. There is a representation of one. What happened is they evolve as history go by. And in the next picture, you can see a Spanish woman on the Renaissance, very famous to be with the mantilla and with the fan. The fan was also used for language. Dates, we are down in the way that a woman will fan their fan. If the woman covered the face, the woman was single. If the woman fan with the fan open, she was married. Nobody should come and be near her. If they want a date, they will do it with a fan. So it was a secret code for high society where maybe relationship between families weren't allowed. Women use the fan to meet the lovers in the place they want. So that's how the fan it can become very popular. How you can see here, they can be made for many different things. The one that have like a cream color and you don't see spaces and the wood part go all the way to the end.
No, no, yeah.
They are made out of silk. Normally, they are very luxurious and they are beautiful. They can be made white and they can be made in any other colors. The middle one, the lace one, if you ever go to a Spanish wedding, you will see those ones used by the bride. It's a very elegant way, and for the people that we are married, we know how we get in our wedding day, and the bride fan themselves with that fan, and it's a sign of very delicate, very do not call in attention, and very feminine. And the last one is the one more related to China, because fans starting in Egypt is fine in China. After that, they come to Spain. So it's the one making with wood that require a lot of a handwork. And the frame and the fan itself is wood. It's very delicate. You cannot find it very hard because you will break the fan very easy. The choices of materials, as I said before, impacts the design, the functionality, and the price. How I said, fans can be very cheap or can be very expensive. Okay, what type of abanicos we have? It's so many. We have folding fans, is the one that you can put it all together. It's the most common type. You can hang it out of your wrist because they normally come with a tassel, like the white one that you can see on the picture. Or it comes with a ring that you can put it in your finger and hold it that way while it's closed. And you flick it with your hand, and it's how you open it. The fixed fans, they are more decorative. You can find those on the walls of many houses. And normally what they do, they represent the Spanish culture. Can be a woman with a Spanish dress, can be the Meninas, one of the famous paintings from Spain, can be a Picasso, and it's done in the part that is the clothing or paper part of the fan. And the last one is we can find regional variations of those fans. Why? Because if you are in Sevilla, you will find the rociera is the woman with the dresses with the farala, the different layers of cloth, wearing matching her dress. So that's what you find in Sevilla now in April in Feria de Abril. You also can find it in La Sagrada Familia in Barcelona. Of course, what is drawn on that fan in Barcelona is going to be completely different than what is drawn in the paper part of the fan in Sevilla. So that's what we call regional variations. Over here, you can see on the pictures the different ways. The first one represents a scene from regular life in the 1800s in Spanish. The one on the middle, the wedding fan. The next one is the woman in Sevilla in the feria. The other one is the one that you find on a wall. It's made out of roses, very decorative. And the other one also, well, for me, is in my right-hand side. For you, probably is in your left-hand side. Is the woman with the Spanish traditional flamenco dress, ready to be displayed in any parts of the house. Technique and artistry. Okay. Again, fabric, decorations, how it gets done is a big variety of ways. Can be hand painted. They put floral patterns, they put landscape. They tell the story of something that is celebrated in the Hispanic history, like a bullfight. That's very, very common to see it on the fans. Another ones can be, this is more towards the wooden part, is they carve the wood, and normally bamboo, something southern wood, will be woods that they are very easy to work with it and will do not break easily, and very light, because a fan shouldn't ever be heavy in your hand. Let me put we're having the announcement, so let me stop for a whole second.
While Olga's on mute, I am totally looking these up online to see all the different designs, and they are gorgeous. And some of them I'm looking at prices, and there were a couple that were like $40 or $50. I feel like when we take our kids to Spain next year, I want to have them go get like a really cool one while they're there, you know? Like put in a fan budget into your pocketbook.
Yes, and the beautiful of all is it lasts forever. Even my own boys that when they go to my purse, first thing that they go is, "Ma, we are on the church, give me the fan, I need the fan." And I say, "Boys, this is going to show how old I am." But I invite you all to go and look for the, let me see if I can, when I stop share, no, I can put it on the chat. The name of the group, I'm going to put it on the chat, is Locomia. They were a group of three men, and they did all their songs just by dancing with the fans. And that brought the fans from Spain into a first center place. And at that time in the Spanish music in the 1980s. Another thing, this is not something that me, a stranger that had never put a fan together, is going to learn. These artisans pass their traditions from generations to generations. It's like the ones that made the Spanish paella, the ones that made the Castilian bread, the ones that made, I don't know, wine, the Rioja one, the Vino Tinto. Are things that are passed from grandparents to parents to children. And for them, it's very important that stay in the family, these traditions on how to make or how to know the trade that is in the family. And actually, some of them can be named by a last name associated to them making the fans. What is the modern uses of abanicos? Because we don't have to talk with abanicos no more. We have an open society where we can tell someone, "Hey, do you want to go with me on a date or not?" Or, "I'm hot, let me get my fan out," and it doesn't mean anything. So it's used in traditional dances, such as the flamenco. How I said before, the fan is served as a prop, and how I say, as drama, it lets the woman cover her face. And when the way she opened the fan, the way that she moved her hands, the way she moved her body with the fan, adds to the show. Also, is as a fashion. Summer wedding events, like I said before, and cultural festival. If you go, how I say now, to Sevilla, to the Feria de Abril, you will see the women with the fans. Collectible and gift. Even if you marry in Spain or you have a Spanish descendant, you can make your wedding announcements or your wedding favors in the shape of a fan. And sometimes they make it in porcelain, and they handcrafted the names of the bride and groom. And that's what you give as your favor for your wedding. Is absolutely gorgeous. Spanish abanicos are not only functional, but also an artistic expression of culture and heritage. There you have so many pictures how in today's day, in 2025, women still give the abanico the place that it have many, many years back. It still continue to play an important role in the Spanish identity and celebrate both national and internationally. If I go to an event and I see somebody with an abanico in their hand, I know that's the sign that the person is from Spain. And let me go and approach that person, and it's that connection. And you get your fan out, and it's like, "Oh, she's from Spain. Oh, let me go and talk to her." So that's how the abanico also start conversations. And this is the end, and we are going to make our first abanico. Okay, I'm going to show two different abanicos. Why? Because not everybody teach let me see if I can get it in the screen. You cannot see it. There.
You may have to remove the blur background
Let
or
me
just put it right in front of your face.
in front of my face. Do you see? If I head hop,
Yeah.
I make a head hop fans for the teachers that teach elementary. So they can make it. And I'm going to tell you the steps. Can you see it now? It's so cute. It's just the kids can fan themselves with their little head hop. So I think it's very beautiful. Very easy to make it. I'm going to
It
show
would
you.
be perfect for field day for elementary.
Yes. So you take a regular piece of paper, you fold it in half, and after that you fold the bottom half. So you take scissors, and Miss Jenny's forgot the scissors. But I'm going to do it with my hands to the best of my abilities, okay?
Now, I think what I sent out to everybody was the image that you sent,
Yes,
the fan thing too. So they may
yes.
not have those materials handy.
Here is the shape. Only thing I did is I put lines on it, so it will guide me. You cut the bottom part. Please hold, let me stop that for a minute.
All right, so if you want to take a second, let's just, I know that the Alexander folks have their materials. I don't know if we have other classrooms who are joining us, but if you have the materials handy, let's go ahead and grab them and Olga will walk us through. Can one of the Alexander folks show us, actually, I don't know, Madam Sundberg, did you print off the graphic or do we just have papers? What do we got?
They have the graphic.
I can't remember what it looks like. Does it look? I want to make sure we have the right one because my brain is not remembering the things. Okay. All right, cool. Also, Dr. Davidson, you need to check out Rebecca's hat. All right.
You all can cut a little semicircle on the bottom, because that's where it's going to go your sticks. This is popsicle sticks. Oops, I don't know why it's so blurry. Camera, right there. You see it? The popsicle sticks, regular popsicle sticks. Okay, so what you're going to do is I put lines because, you know, I'm not that crafty. So I need guidance. Easy way, easy way to do it is I brought my glue gun. So you are going to glue all your sticks together on the bottom, okay? So you take one glue stick, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I need 7. So I put my first one together. And ooh, forgive for the 7th grade bus riders. Now I'm going to do one on the opposite direction. So I put more hot glue on it. And I put it, you see, I put this one that way. Now I'm going to put it this way. And I bring my hot glue around. And you see, I'm making the bottom of the fan. Open it a little more. I want to be sure that I'm matching my design. And I'm matching it, perfect. Okay, so now the next one, I'm going to put it the opposite direction because if not, I cannot hold all of them. Okay, so I put my hot glue and I put the other one in the other direction. And how I said, your hand is going to be burned because you tried to get that extra glue and put it around. So your bottom part will stick together. Okay, so there is, we have 4. We should have no more announcements after that, I promise you. So next one is more hot glue, and we're going to put it in the other way. And you can, I give you a paper, but how I said, you can make this with fabric, you can make this with lace, you can make it in many different ways. So I do the same thing, I get the glue. This is when you learn that you are not very artistic, but you develop it when you teach middle school. So when a kid tells you, I cannot do this, you say yes, because if I become artistic at the age of 51, you can become artistic at the age of 12. So let's see, I need two more. My last two, okay? So I'm going to put the last two, how I said, I put one in one direction, I put the next one on the opposite direction. Why? Because if I try to put it all on the same direction, it will not work. It will become very hard. And now you see, I have the next one. And you put that extra glue around so all of the sticks will stick together. And the last one is on the opposite direction. So almost done, almost done. But I encourage everyone to do a Spanish crafts. It's very easy. You find many things in YouTube that you can do. So now we have the whole bottom. Let me see my camera. Let me put it in front of my face. Right there. You see, I have the bottom of my fan is all together. So what we're going to do, we are going to set it a little bit. And we are going to get our paper. That's why I put the lines on it, because I want to know how high in those lines I want to go. And I don't want to go very high. I want to go up to here with my stick. So instead of putting the glue on the sticks, I put it on the paper. So that's what I'm going to do now. You cannot see me, but I'm doing that. I'm putting the glue on the stick, on the paper, not on the sticks. And I put it all at the same level. And let's see how that Spanish abanico turn at the end. Okay, this is the one that you cannot fold. This is the tie that is static. It's the one that you cannot do like the ladies do in Spain. But if you crafty and you can make a hole on the popsicle sticks, you will be able to close it. But I'm not crafty that way, how I said before. So I'm putting my paper. And in this case, you bring your paper to your fan. And there you have your Spanish fan. And it's working. I hope you all have fun making it. Let me put it in front of my face. You see, you can even see the bottom
That
with
is
the thing.
cool.
And it's beautiful. It looks like a true Spanish fan. So now you can tell the kids to draw in here. And if you have fabric, you can put fabric at the edge of it. And it make it more looking like a Spanish one. Let me see how, there, now there. There is the Spanish fan. And you see, I'm not showing the lines, but I can find myself with it.
And also it's open, which means no dates, right?
Yeah, no
Yeah,
dates.
no dates.
And you tell them to fan this way. So no dates. Because when they fan this way, is I inviting you to come
Oh,
and talk to me. So
and
that's
what is,
why you will see women doing this towards them. It's like, come on in.
okay.
I'm open for it. This way is no way. You're not coming.
I'm hot, don't approach.
Yeah. So there is your Spanish ones. Anybody have any questions?
My kids, we've had a weird schedule, so my kids couldn't make it this afternoon, so I actually don't have students today. But I know that there's a couple students online, and also Alexander kids are on camera. So let's see if Alexander kids have any questions, or if there's any fans that have been completed. Typically, when we get to this part, kids take their time, and we'll send you pictures later when they're completed
Okay.
and share them online. Does anybody have any questions or comments? I'm super like intrigued. I cannot wait. And you mentioned something about bread, and I was like, oh, I need to go figure out what this bread is because I love some bread. So now,
Listen, did you see my bread on Instagram?
of
I
course,
put
I
a picture
did.
of my Castilian bread that I made Sunday.
It was beautiful. It was. It
It was
was.
perfect. This is the first one. Oh, perfect. Perfect shape, perfect, beautiful. And even my children say, Mama, I said, yes, now you know how a Castilian bread, the one that we put the chorizo and the manchego on it, look like.
I want all of that. I actually
Yes.
do. I have a question that might be something because you grew up in Tenerife.
Yes.
Tenerife. I have a terrible Spanish accent, which
No,
is
that's
an island
okay.
off the coast of Africa. It's a Spanish island. But is there
Yes.
any sort of difference between what fans are like in Tenerife and how they're used, or subtle things that are different in Tenerife versus maybe mainland Spain?
Uh, how we have a lot of tourism that come to the islands.
Hmm.
You will see more of the Chinese fan that is at 360-degree with
Oh,
all in the middle. That's the one that you will see and people will fan on it. The thing also is we have humidity.
mhm.
If you have one that is make it out of fabric or make it out of wood, it's easy to get destroyed very easy with the salt from the ocean, being an island. So what we do is we just had the Chinese version, the one that closed completely, and you find also how we were conquered the same time that America was conquered. Uh, we didn't have that much of the Renaissance coming to us. So we don't have the beauty of those hand paints or expressing what's going on at that point. In the Canary Island, on the other hand, our typical dresses, it have a lot of influence from mainland. Our dances from the Canary Island, like the Malagueña and the Isa, was used to be ballrooms dance in mainland Spain.
All right. Very cool. Very
Yes.
cool. Well, Olga, I don't see any questions. I
So,
thought I
okay.
saw a hand. I didn't see a hand. But you have done a fabulous job, and we really thank you for closing out our very first year of a virtual culture club. It was so great to hear and see you and learn more about Spanish fans. And
Thank you.
yeah, we really appreciate it. And if there's anything, if there's no, I guess I should say, if there are no other questions or comments, I hope everyone has a great day and we can push through. We're very close to the end of the year, everybody.
Yes, 20
Hey,
days, 25 days.
not that anybody's counting, right?
No.
All right,
Yo, thank
goodbye,
you for
everybody.
being there.
Thank you so much, Olga.
Bye, adios.